Hi everyone, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. Okay, so today I'm going to do a video that I've been waiting a while to do, but it's come at a very opportune moment now because I was just looking back at some of my receipts on the watch purchases that I've made, and I realised that it's actually 10 years since I bought my Speedmaster, so it's probably about time to do a quick video on it and then let you know all of the things that I love about this great watch and also what it's been like owning one for 10 years. So let's get started. Okay, so let me tell you a bit about this watch first. So I've had it for 10 years, but I actually bought it secondhand from eBay. Now, it was on eBay at the time for like £2,000. I bought this when I was still living in the UK, and I actually put a cheeky bid in of £1,500 and it got accepted. So I immediately got worried about its authenticity because actually when I received the watch, I got the watch, the original bracelet with it, and then just a warranty card. So there was no box, there was no original receipt or anything like that. So what I did was, at the time, you could email the serial number to Omega. I think now you have to pay like $120 or something to get them to do a full history check or birth certificate on your watch, but then you could email them. So they emailed me back, confirmed that it hadn't been stolen, it was original, and that everything was correct with the watch. So I was very relieved about that and ended up getting quite a bargain, I think, at the time. So this Omega is the reference 3572.50.00, and it uses the Omega caliber 1863 movement. Now, one of the things that I really like about this watch, and I haven't seen many certainly on the forums that have this, so let me just take this NATO strap off the back there. So not only does it have the Hesalite crystal on the front, which, as I'm sure you know, is like an acrylic, and I believe was put on there for NASA so that if this actually broke, it wouldn't shatter in zero gravity and things like that. But I have actually cracked one of these, and I'll get round to that later. So it has the Hesalite on the front there, but on the back it actually has the display case with a rhodium plated movement. So what we can see is that absolute gorgeous caliber 1865 movement in there, rhodium plated, still as gorgeous looking as the first day that I actually received it in the post. And then on the back there we've got Speedmaster Professional, the first watch worn on the moon there, which is absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely love this movement on there. So as we can see, it's a chronograph on there as well, as with all the Speedmasters. It doesn't have the moon phase, obviously, because that's a more modern touch that they added. I absolutely love this. It's got a very smooth action still on there. So let's talk about the kind of last 10 years of owning it. So I used to wear this absolutely every single day, and I must say I have never serviced this watch, and as far as I know, it was never serviced by the previous owner either, and it still keeps fantastic time. In fact, it's probably my most accurate mechanical watch that I own. It's got a 48 hours power reserve. As we saw from the back, it's a manual wind on there as well. So you just give it a little wind up each day on there. I've absolutely loved it. I occasionally polish this Hesalite crystal, and you'll see on one of my other videos how I actually get rid of the scratches on these, so that's why it looks actually pretty scratch free. I use a very fine silver polish on it, but what I never do is actually polish any parts of the watch. So the watch has actually had some repair work done there, and they did a pretty awful job of it actually. That was actually before my time of owning it, but I certainly haven't ever polished the watch. I've just kept it. I've not babied it. I've worn it, used it, and loved it. So a couple of things that have happened whilst I've had the watch. First of all, the bracelet. So this is the original bracelet here, which is a very solid bracelet. It doesn't have screw-in links, they're push pins, which I believe the later models actually have screw-in links. But what happened with this was, if I just open it up for us here, this actual pin here broke, and as you can see, it's actually bent there as well, so that it actually broke when that bent. I think I must have like caught it when it was open. Anyway, so I took it to the Omega dealer in Manchester, and they quoted me £100 to replace the pin. In fact, they wanted me to replace the whole buckle. But what I did, and this is probably absolutely sacrilegious, and I'm expecting I'll get some harsh comments about this, but I used a paper clip. So I stuck a paper clip through there and just a tiny bit of super glue, and honestly, it's been like that for 5 years. I wore it on the bracelet for at least 5 years after that, and with no problems, and it's still going strong, so I kind of saved myself £100 there. But anyway, so that's the bracelet, and again, I've never polished this bracelet. It doesn't have the push pins like some of the more modern ones do on there, so we'll put that to one side. Now, the other thing that happened, so at the same time, that the bracelet broke, the watch actually came loose off my wrist and fell straight onto a tiled surface. So what it did was it actually cracked the Hesalite. And now at the time, my local watch repairman, he was able to fix Omega watches. So just let me show you this original crystal. So here's that original crystal that I had on it, and if you can see there, the crack all the way through there. Let me see if I can get a better angle. So it actually cracked there. There we go. Cracked right through. Now, it didn't shatter or anything like that. It simply cracked, and you can actually see from the depth of the crack how thick this Hesalite actually is. And this actually is the black ring that actually tightens up inside, you know, to keep the water resistance on there. So I had that replaced at the local watch repair guy, and he did a really good job of it actually on there. The only thing that he did do when he replaced it, and I don't think there's any way we can see this, but actually, oh, there we go. So there you can see in the center is the Omega logo etched on the underside of the Hesalite, and I believe that's to show that it was you know, an actual Omega part. But I've got the original packaging that came with it actually on there. So that's what the parts look like when they come. But what he did was he's actually done it off center, so it's actually like a backwards C. Instead of the Omega logo, but hey, you can only see it. It took me a while before I actually noticed it. Oh, there we go. We can see it kind of there. Sorry about the reflection, guys. So we replaced that. Now, as I mentioned before, I've never serviced this watch, but I have had it opened by a watchmaker because actually one of the screws came loose inside, and I think it was when the guy replaced the front crystal. He actually, I think one of the screws became loose. Now, it did slightly damage the inside of the watch, so I don't know if you can see there. If I come and zoom in very close, there's like sort of marks there. That was the only damage it really did, but I was super paranoid then about wearing the watch because I actually could see the screw and it actually interfered with the chronograph. But luckily, when I moved to the US, I found a watchmaker who was willing to open it, and he charged me like $75, open it up, replace the screw, and it's been running absolutely great ever since. So that's worked out really well. So as you've seen from some of my other videos, I usually wear this on a NATO, and I've actually also did a review of this replica of NASA's Velcro strap. So I don't wear it on this, but I bought this for one of the videos, and this was, if you're interested in this, check it out on one of my other videos. So just in summary, after 10 years, I still love this watch as much as I did the first time I got it. It was a watch I always wanted as a kid, and it really lives up to the hype. I know there's a lot of talk about this online, but it really does. It's a fantastic watch. It looks great on a NATO. It looks great on a leather strap. It looks great on the original steel straps that they came with. So if you guys thinking about getting one, highly recommend it. So what do you guys think of the Speedmaster? As always, I really appreciate any comments you guys leave for me. I try and get back to as many as I can on there. I've also set up a Facebook group, so please join. We can continue the conversation, the watch conversation going on from there. And thanks to all of my subscribers. I'm now at over 500 subscribers, so thanks for all my original subscribers and all my new ones. It's great motivation for me to keep uploading these videos, so thank you to everyone. So thanks again, and I will see you all next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks, bye.